have all that much to say, really. There's a couple of things I want to share with you guys in this video. First and foremost, I'm going to show you guys a little project that I made just before the holidays as a gift for my nephew. It's a simple 2-tool project. You'll see me use a couple of other things like a sander and whatnot, but you can use a sanding block. We'll dive into that in just a second. But on the other side of that, I've got some news to share with you guys. I've got updates for 2026, including my teaching schedule, which people always ask about. Some reflections on 2025. Get behind me, Satan. That kind of thing. And an exciting new shopmate announcement. So stick around after the project. But right now, let's do some woodworking. All right, let's dive into the woodworking conversation of it all. Here's the thing about this project. It's a very, very simple project with a very simple purpose. I texted my brother a few weeks before Christmas and I said, hey, what can I get for my nephew? I don't want to buy him more plastic junk. I don't want to, waste money on a thing he's going to outgrow or get bored with in a matter of days or weeks. And he said, could you make him a step stool? I said, absolutely. That's a super easy thing I can do. I love making things for my nephews and nieces. I think that whether or not it's a thing they outgrow, if I made it, at least it's a thing that they can have in their space and interact with for a few years, and it's not as expendable as a random piece of plastic off of Amazon. So I said yes, and if you've watched my videos for a while, presumably if you're watching this one, you've seen a number of them because I'm guessing that this thumbnail and title are probably not going to be very clickbaity, but something that's really important to me is to be able to make some of these things at speed because I don't have a lot of free time. Running a business on my own, I just don't have as much time for auxiliary projects as I would like. And I said at the beginning of this video, this is a 2-tool project. Now, you saw me machine on the jointer and thicknesser, but you can buy pre-machined wood, or you can go to the lumberyard and have them surface it for you. That's not an issue. But creating quality woodworking projects is for those of you who have limited space. And so this project is really about using the table saw to process materials and rough things out, and the Shaper Origin. And I think the Shaper Origin is a brilliant tool for this type of project, for this type of thing. Really what I did was I went on to Shaper Hub and I picked a step stool project that was actually subsequently designed by my friend Sean originally. And I just repurposed it. I sweetened up some of the lines. I made it kind of my own, and I roughed out the materials on the table saw, and I'm me. So what I ended up doing was kind of expanding the maple boards that I used so that the cathedrals were centered and everything looks great. And my OCD still feels good about having centered grain on this piece that a child is never going to notice that on. But that's neither here nor there. That's a pride of workmanship issue. But I want to come back to this idea of it being a 2-tool project because some folks will argue, and I think it's a fair and reasonable argument, that the Shaper Origin is not accessible to everybody because money. And again, I respect that argument, but money is not the only resource. And this is an interesting argument that my old shopmate Amanda brought up, which I've kind of latched onto. Some folks have an unlimited resource of money. Some folks have next to no money to put into their woodworking hobby or business. Other folks have space as a resource or time as a resource, either one of which can be limited. So if you are limited by space, let's say you are working in a one-car garage and you have a workbench and a few hand tools, you have enough space for a job site saw and a shaper origin. You can build any number of, an immense number of projects using only those two machines and a handful of hand tools. Now, of course, yes, you can make the argument that you can do anything with only hand tools, and I lived in that camp as well for a long, long time. But what you'll know if you build anything with hand tools only is that time becomes a very, very important resource. And this is the other one, right? So as a full-time business owner and somebody who doesn't have any employees that I can pass work off to, time is a critical resource for me. So if I were to make something like this step stool for my nephew, and I did it all with a bunch of different jigs. Listen, could you do it? Of course. But it's much more time efficient for me to be able to knock this file out on my computer, go over to the Shaper Origin, use Bench Pilot, have it cut a bunch of pieces whilst I'm doing other things in the shop, whilst I'm working on other projects for other clients, and still be able to present my nephew with this handmade gift. That is a critical resource. That's a brilliant use of the Origin, and that to me is where it makes its money back. So for that reason, I consider it a two-tool project. Yes, you can see all of the roundovers I have on here. You can do that with a spoke shave. You can do that with a hand plane. You could do it with a router table if you have one, but you don't need to. You can also just break the edges with a sanding block. So this project, super simple, super fast. I think it took me a couple of afternoons just gluing up the boards and throwing some finish on there. The joinery, the glue up, all of that, dead simple. And it turned into a really lovely little object. I did play around with that Clancy's finish. That was the first time I had ever used that, and I was pretty impressed with it. And importantly, it turned out to be absolutely functional. And if I may say so myself, pretty dang adorable in its use around Christmas. And my nephew really enjoys helping to hang the ornaments on the Christmas tree. That's a family tradition we do on Christmas Eve every year. And as you can see,
high five, kid.
That's a banger.
Oh, hey, friends. Happy. Well, it's currently Monday, and there is a 0% chance I get this out on Monday because I have to leave in like 10 minutes to go do holiday family things. But I did want to give you guys an update. Christmas is in a few days, and it's a time of reflection and gratitude. And, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm immensely grateful to you guys that you are a part of this community. So, thank you. So, there's that, friends. Like I said, simple project. I didn't even design it. I just altered the design a little bit, made it more suitable to my personal aesthetic tastes. So, really enjoyed that one, and it is a hit. In any case, that's that. Hope it was something. So I hope there was something of use and value in there for you. Now, as far as 2026 is concerned, let's talk about my teaching schedule very briefly. In 2026, I'm only teaching in a handful of places. So if you want to take a class with me, there are currently only 4 places to do so. Number 1 is going to be the Florida School of Woodworking in Florida, obviously. In March, the last week of March, beginning of April, it's, I think the week before Easter, if I recall correctly. And that's going to be like a cabinetry-ish class. You can check out the details on their website. Mark Adams, I will be there in May, and I will be doing a weekend class on the Shaper Origin, which I think might already be sold out, but I'm not 100% sure. And a week-long class on the Coopered whiskey cabinet, which I made last year or 2 years ago. So that'll be a really fun one if you want to come out to Indiana for that. I will be at the Center for Furniture Craftsmanship in July for a 2-week class doing next steps in furniture making with, I'm not teaching it with Larissa this year, unfortunately. I want to say I'm teaching with Mike Korsak. Let me double check that real quick. with Mike Korsak, indeed. So I don't know Mike personally, but from our interactions on via email, he seems like a delightful guy. He certainly knows his stuff. So that could be a really worthwhile class if that's not sold out, which again, I'm not entirely sure if it is, but CFC is one of my favorite places to be, to teach. I'm there every single year. I love the place, so come check me out there. And then the last place I'll be teaching so far in 2026 is the Wendell Castle Workshop, which I have never been to, but I have been an admirer of Wendell Castle's work since the beginning of my career. Like he's one of my idols, and the school is new. I think this is only their second season, maybe their third. And Larissa has taught there. It's been really valuable experiences up there. I'm very excited to get up there and teach, and we're going to be doing, I think I'm doing the textured whiskey cabinet up there. I think. I will double check that and correct myself in post if I'm wrong. But that's going to be in upstate New York in September. So you can check out their website if you want to come do that class with me. And that's it. That's it so far on the calendar. If any other updates do happen and I go to teach somewhere else, I will probably post it over on Instagram. So I'll let you know there. Other than that, friends, you can always, of course, join my Patreon if you want to get behind the scenes content. And we do kind of deeper dives into some of the more technical aspects of things. You can ask me questions over there. I answer everybody's questions on Patreon to the best of my ability, and oftentimes with just a video response so that everybody can learn from a good question. I think that's about it. Now, as far as shop news goes, new surprise.
Oh, yeah, we got a new shopmate.
What's up, buddy boy? This is Teddy. Theodore Oswald Cornelius Roosevelt III, Esquire, obviously. Oh, thank you, sir. A pleasure to meet you as well.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
Are you sleeping on your bone, you weirdo? Oh, you goober. I know. I promised we'd go run, so it's time. Oh, he heard that.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to completely invade your space for the sake of YouTube.
That's how we roll, man. That's how we do things. Oh. So, yes, this is Teddy. He's going to be around quite a bit and hopefully for a long time. I've had him about a month now. He's doing very, very well on all his training. He's a very smart and obedient boy. So that's it, friends. You can be seeing a lot of this goofball in the videos. A lot of things are moving and grooving over here. Sir, I just said you were a good boy. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed that little project. It was a fun one to make. Made a couple other Christmas things this year, too. The thing I didn't get to do a lot of in 2025 is just make things and not film it and just remember that it's a thing that I deeply enjoy doing, especially when it's for other people and people that you love. Like there's something about creating something new with no money changing hands, with no expectations. It's just the joyous act of creation, and to do so in service of somebody else is still a thing that brings me a lot of joy. So I did some of that in December, and it was really nice, which is why I haven't put a video out in 6 or 7 weeks. So, and this one, not gonna lie, a little bit of a lazy video, and that's how it goes sometimes. But I've also been back working on the door. That's gonna be the next video that comes out, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And in the meantime, friends, go make a thing and try to enjoy it if you can. And as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Cheers.